Too big. Another chunk of this. Alrighty, so I got some brass. That's a little dirty. I got 0.65 on the scale. What I'm going to do after I do some aluminum, I got these bigger pieces of brass that I got to figure something out with because it's going to be hard to do them in my crucibles. But I've got 0.65 there. I'm going to put it in this one. And when my aluminum is done, then I'm just going to pop this one in. Let's see if it all fits. I don't think it's all going to fit, but yeah, it's going to have to go in multiple drops. I'll squeeze in as much as I can. And then we'll work on it from there. Hands are getting rough. I touched the crucible with my gloves on. Oh! So I'm just going to load this up while I'm waiting for that to melt down a little bit. We should have lots of time to melt down. This will be my first brass melt. So yay! Let's do another check. Oh yeah, I'm getting some liquid down in there. Very nice. That melts almost instantly then. believe it or not, the aluminum foil is actually having more trouble melting than the tin cans. Because of the heat dissipation. That actually won't be long. Once that gets liquefied now, I should be able to poke them cans in pretty quick. I think maybe what had happened with that copper was I got a little overexcited and I poured it a little too quick. I didn't give it time to fully melt. And we just started scooping stuff out and it was like, oh, there's a big chunk of stuff in here. Because I'm looking at my aluminum there now and I'm saying it's not quite as liquidy as what it should be, but it looks like I could pour it. But it ain't ready yet. I knows it's not because there's still a big chunk of aluminum in the middle of it. So I have to calm down and not pour stuff so fast. I think with my copper, I don't have a lot left in here, it's just some little stuff, so I'm going to throw my copper slag in this bucket for now, because I don't like to have it kept in this cardboard, because it's catching up in the cardboard box. But these things I don't understand. They didn't even attempt to melt down, and it should be they should be copper. This gotta come out. This is not. This is not copper. There's a lot of very fine particulate copper stuff in here. And a lot of dirt. So I'll do another melt on that. Not today, but I will do another melt on that. And I'll do another melt on the bronze. Like I said, right now I'm working on the aluminum. It's going really well. It's not taking very much time at all, which I kind of figured it wouldn't. I'm going to drop that new crucible in with the brass. And let's get a brass pour today. Don't have anything to put my brass or aluminum slag in, so I'll figure that out as I go. I might leave the aluminum slag in the can that I have and the brass in the bowl, if any comes off of it. I'm expecting some to come off of it, but I don't know. This, however, this is a keepsake. As a reminder, open the tubes that absorbs the gas. Take out the beads. That's my little buddy. I'm going to call him Bead Buddy. It's my bead buddy. Copper slag all over me. That's all good. All good. Well guys, I am going to sit for a few minutes now, wait for that to heat and melt. Poke a whole bunch of cans down in it again because they melt almost right away once that's up at temperature, so it's very easy to just pop them in, and I'll get rid of what's left in that. Then I'll pour my aluminum. Gonna try coin again. Gotta not pour out so much. Okay, well guys, that's about half full, maybe a little more. It's thickening now because I've been putting stuff in. But that's going to be enough in there. I don't want to go any more than that. See if I can get this back in. Whoops. Let's let that heat, and then I'm going to do a pour. Let my molds heat up while I'm letting that melt a bit. Going to give it about 10 minutes or so at temperature. I did turn it up another 100 degrees, so that should give me a good liquid base to pour. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Oh, that's a big button. I'm just going to pour a couple of bars out of it, I think. Doesn't want to come out. Welding. That one popped out. Now what do I do? Aha, there we go. Maybe it just needed to cool off a bit more. Maybe I'll try and take it out too quick. Seems like a lot of slag built up down there. turn around so you can see a bit better. I don't think aluminum is going to be my go-to for much of anything. It's a lot of slag off of that. I don't know if I can remelt it and get more out of it. I'll try again one day, turn it up a bit more. I just reset the stove. Brass needs 1720. I got it up to 1824, so it's 100 degrees hotter. Might adjust that even a little more, tweak it a little bit. New crucible is in. This crucible is getting some wear. You can really see it like thinning out as it's going. But that's that. The aluminum might just be an additive to some stuff as I go along. Aluminum is not that expensive right now. If I get a lot of stuff like this, might be worthwhile melting down because it's heavier, it's denser. Cast aluminum, stuff like this. Tin cans, no. I am keeping the tops of the tin cans because they seem like you'll get a little more out of them. But we'll see what happens when it happens because I'm going to weigh them before and after. See how much comes out of them. So we'll just wait and see. Yep. Let's see how the brass does. Alrighty, so here's the aluminum I got. Like I said, it was a lot of slag. And a lot of tin cans. I got this nice bar. This button. And this little piece. Now these are incredibly light in comparison. So let's bring you over so you can have a look and see the weight. You go. I don't know if you can see the numbers okay, but just a little over half a pound, so 5.29 of aluminum. Oh, point 5.3, we'll say. It's 5.29, so it rounds it up to 5.3. First two numbers in the book. I have to add my bronze, but I'll do that the next day it comes out. Next we will have brass added here. How good is that? Hopefully we'll have brass added there. It's interesting density. This bar is bigger than this one. This is not even a half a pound. This one is 0.710 and the aluminum is 0.34, so you'll need a lot of this to get some weight. I'll make a scatter bar like this here and there of aluminum just to keep adding to my stockpile, and it looks pretty, it's nice, it's shiny, it's silvery. I like it. It's easy to work with, easy to melt. If I get better stuff, I can melt it down a little easier, but copper per volume, weight, definitely. This stove is at 15 and it gotta go to 18. It's a smaller crucible in there now. My other one is overcooling now, so I'm gonna leave that and let it cool. Should be almost done. I can probably put it back in this box once it's cooled off. Look, there's a piece of copper. Look at the piece of copper I just found. Yeah, that's copper. Copper slag. Look at that piece of copper I just found. Yay! Yeah, I'm going nuts, guys. Or was I always nuts? I'll get back with you shortly. Just gonna keep an eye on that and see if it melts. Might open up a drink or something there now. I'm getting a little bit thirsty. Excuse me. Alrighty, guys, I was just looking up. It could take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes for the brass to melt down. I'm at 1705 right now on my crucible. 1720 is the melting temperature. So from that point, I'm looking at probably half an hour waiting for this to melt down. I'll keep checking on it, obviously, because, you know me, I can't really wait, so I'm going to keep poking at it. I'll try not to poke at it too much. I do want to have a look at my old crucible, see if that's... make sure there's no stresses or cracks or anything. I do have another one coming in the mail right now, and I have ordered 2 more. Just so I got them, because I want to be able to melt down some more metals. But I'd like to get as much use out of them as I can. I've also been looking at some different types of crucibles that I could order and use, like ceramics and stuff like that. It's not so easy to get them for these types of stoves though, and I've seen one that looks like it would fit, but I don't know if it would, so it's hard to judge because the dimensions are not on there. So I may have to look for some of the places that are here actually local that I can go in and look and say, hey, I need a crucible for an electric furnace. What do you got? Let's have a look at them. I'm still picking. You're never going to see that, guys. It's a little tiny shards of that metal from the wire wheel out of my gloves and everything. Probably got a dozen of those stuck in me and can't feel them because of the numb spots. Yep. Alright, I'm going to check on the crucible because it's over temperature now. And I just want to see what's happening. I did place my mold here on the side so it stays warm. Ooh, it's a glowing. And it's sinking down a little bit. Which means that some of it is probably starting to liquefy. This is all I had left to put in. So let's see if I can't get some of that in there now. These gloves are not meant for this. There we go, that's all of it. So that's the little over half a pound. And my hope for that is it's all going to go in this mold. One shot deal. And we'll be good to go. Here is the crucible that I've been using. There's a little bit of aluminum in there, I'll get that out. I'll scrape it with a spoon to get it out, that's okay. My big concern is looking for wear and tear. It's there's no cracks or flaws or anything like that. There's a little wear on the bottom here. That's probably where I dropped it, and it's kind of crumbly right now, so I don't want to rub out too much. Aluminum. That's actually good aluminum there too. But it's going in the slag. Hard to see in there, guys. Looks pretty clean. No cracks or anything in there. Nice. So in the box you go, because you're nice and cooled off now. I'll lay this bubble wrap on top of it, just so it doesn't get knocked and broken. Now let's see how we do with the other one. I'm just going to give that some time and let it do its thing. Not quite up to the temperature that I got it set at, so about 50-60 more degrees, and then it'll be there. Another thing I'm looking at now, guys, is where am I going to put all this stuff? Got myself a drink. Because I need to find somewhere. I've got some pallet shelving in the house. I might use one of the shelves and separate it out with cardboard or something like that and have brass, aluminum, bronze, copper. And I'm still going to make my chest and fill it with gold. Fake gold. But gold. That's my plan. No. But yeah, I could still melt down the cans, and I probably wouldn't have had as much slag if I had let it remelt for a few minutes, because it seems like there's a lot of metal still in there. So we'll see what happens with that on another day, when I'll just solely focus on aluminum on another day and see how that goes. But I got about I'd say 15 or 20 minutes waiting on that to melt, so I will get back with you when it melts down, guys. I'm just going to sit here, have my drink, and relax a little bit. You guys get to see all the movement of the camera and everything. How good is that? I think this one is going to be exclusively for brass. Oh, that'll clean off okay. Zoom, zoom. Let's let that sit for a minute now, and then we'll take it out and weigh it up and see what we got. You know, I think I'm going to throw this slag in and try to melt it down and get another bronze bar while I'm here. I could still use the stove for about an hour or so. So, yeah, let's do that. Well, you just missed me filling the crucible. Alrighty guys, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me for this episode of My Backstep. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And it's free. Free is always good. I will get back with you guys on the next one. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Be safe, have fun, and don't forget, try to get outside whenever you can to do even a little something. Right now I'm just melting down metal. Have a good one, guys.